Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squad for boxing news and views from around the internet. The Gypsy King Tyson Fury has done an about-face saying that he doesn't think he'll be fighting Dillian Whyte next, saying, "I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest." So speaking to reporters in the US, he added, "Dillian Whyte for a mandatory slot? I'm not interested. I'm the lineal heavyweight championship of the world. As far as I'm concerned, Dillian Whyte's a bum and I'll give him a knockout beating if he wants one. But you know, it is what it is. I've got to get past Tom Schwarz first, and as for people telling me what to do, it doesn't go down very well." Tyson Fury statements. He's currently in Las Vegas preparing for his June 15 fight against Schwarz, the unbeaten German. And just for context, so Fury had very publicly called out Dillian Whyte and said, "WBC put the diamond belt on the line and I'll fight him." And that had come after the WBC president Mauricio Suleiman had said publicly that they were thinking about ordering Whyte and Fury for the mandatory. Fury came out, said no, and then he sort of softened his position saying, "But if the diamond belt was on the line, I would want to fight Whyte." And he called him out publicly.
"I propose that we make me and Dillian Whyte for the WBC diamond belt and not the interim belt. And I'll take care of Dillian Whyte and I'll knock him out within 6 rounds. I accept the challenge. Thank you very much."
Whyte responding immediately saying, "Yep, let's go." Now Tyson Fury saying, "I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest." And this is all in the space of just a couple of weeks, sort of the back and forth, the flip-flop. And, you know, I said in my previous video on this, a week or 10 days ago, whenever it was, that I would, really be surprised if it actually happened, because how much of Tyson Fury's statements was just him effectively, hot air and trying to sell his upcoming fight with Tom Schwarz, which, let's be honest, it's not exactly getting a massive amount of coverage through the media on YouTube. It's one of these fights where it'll pick up in the week of the fight, but people aren't talking about it incessantly for weeks on end because it is considered by many to be a bit of a mismatch. And I know that there's some fans that find that a little hard to actually handle hearing that. And I've had a number of people coming to the channel saying that I'm hating on Tyson Fury. And it's not that. It's just not that great a fight. Tom Schwarz is, even though he's got a number 2 ranking in the WBO, Tyson Fury number 3. So what? The rankings are not actually an indicator of how good Tom Schwarz is. He hasn't actually done anything in his career to justify that number 2 ranking at this point. He's got no notable wins. Please tell me, what's the best win on his record that actually we can all go and agree upon is a really good win? There is none there. And I actually had some clown coming to the channel a couple of weeks ago telling me that Tyson Fury wasn't the one responsible for the Deontay Wilder rematch not happening. He said there was no proof to prove that. And I pointed out a number of times he'd been given a contract, had it for a week, and didn't sign it. And remember, it was a WBC ordered rematch, and he never took part in it. He never signed his end of the contract. So I don't understand what some people are actually on here. And this whole situation with Fury again coming out and saying something and then changing his mind the next week or the next month or even the next day sometimes. It really does start to eat away into his credibility, and it's starting to erode some of the sort of fan sentiment that he'd built up after his near win over Deontay Wilder. Fought to a draw with Wilder. It was an amazing story, an amazing comeback story, and there was a lot of goodwill for Tyson Fury after that. But he is actually systematically chopping himself off at the knees here with fans, because he's spewing a whole number of things about different fighters within the division, calling out Whyte but now changing his mind. He's saying Anthony Joshua's fighting nobody, but he's not fighting Joshua and he's fighting Tom Schwarz. And he's even trying to paint a narrative that Deontay Wilder is the one avoiding him, even though he is the one that went off to sign with ESPN to fight Tom Schwarz instead of fighting Wilder. I mean, it beggars belief, and if he continues with some of the chat in public and it keeps flip-flopping about what's going to happen, it's just going to turn fans off. That's what happens. People end up getting a bit aggravated by it and going, well, it's just all hot air. You're saying these things and it just appears to be promotion for your upcoming fight, as opposed to actually wanting to fight the guy, fighting someone like a Dillian Whyte who he's been calling out, or saying he wants to fight Deontay Wilder when he just walked away from the rematch. He's also at the same time saying that while Deontay Wilder's avoiding him, that they will fight in either March or April of next year. So what is it? It can't be both. If you already know it's going to happen, how is he avoiding you? But Dillian Whyte, he has reacted in a column talking to Talk Sport saying Tyson Fury's been spouting off again, calling me a bum, and now saying he's not interested in fighting me. He's the one who called me out in the first place, so there's no way that he can pull out now. Whatever he says in public, he asked for the diamond belt and the WBC have agreed to put it on the line, so there can be no more excuses. He made the demands to the WBC and he's got what he wanted, so let's get it on in the autumn after I've dealt with Rivas on July 20. Fury likes to say he will do this, he will do that, he will knock me out. Well, this is a chance for him to prove to people all the things that he's been saying. I'm 100% confident that I'll put him to sleep. Is he the Gypsy King or the Gypsy Coward? Dillian Whyte statements to TalkSport. So, Dillian Whyte understandably frustrated because Fury was the one who called Whyte out, said he would face him for the diamond belt. Now he says he doesn't actually think it'll happen next. And some of the situation in the past week or two with Fury, a number of statements that he's made, besides being, deliberate promotion for his upcoming fight on June 15, it's got me thinking about, well, is he even in control of who he fights? Because there was very public statements from Fury and Warren trying to sort of put it on ESPN and Top Rank for the Schwartz fight, saying, look, we didn't actually have control over who we were fighting. So if that was the case for this fight, how would he have any more control for the next one? So how in control over his career he is now? It's an open question. And if he's fighting more Tom Schwartz type opponents after this, well, you would have to sort of say he doesn't have as much control as he would lead us to believe. But yeah, I think some of the goodwill that he's built up since his comeback is certainly going to, go out the window if he constantly calls out fighters but actually has no intention to face them. It's the reality. What do you make of it all? Drop a comment, loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.